speaker for today. Maureen Walsh is a dear friend of mine and everyone at Bringing Hope Home. I've had the pleasure of knowing her for 20 years now, and it's just such a pleasure to have her and her family join us today. So I'm going to introduce our family speaker, Maureen Walsh.
Thank you so much, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yeah. Okay. I have to say first, thank you to everyone here today doing this walk. Bringing Hope Home is just an amazing organization. Since I've been lucky enough to learn about them and find out who they are and what they do, I'm committed, and so is my family that's in the Hockey Hero shirt, to supporting everything and anything Bringing Hope Home does. Amy and the girls and everyone there asked me to talk a little bit about the journey, the cancer, and how it came to be that I met Bringing Hope Home. But first I'd like to introduce Alyssa. Alyssa is my oldest granddaughter, and she's one of Hockey's heroes, and there's a few more around. I'm called Hoggy because I wouldn't let anyone else hold my grandchildren, and I was a baby hog. So instead of being called Mom, Grandma, they call me Hoggy, and I love it. I get Hoggy hugs, and it's a great name. But my first thing I wanted to say is to thank everyone for being here, and a little bit about my story. I was diagnosed with cancer last September, and I was told at a local hospital that I had no options, that hospice was what I needed to go home and consider and make plans for and talk to my family. My husband and I went home to Seattle and woke up the next morning and realized that that's not the option that we wanted to choose. That's not the option we were willing to accept. And it just wasn't going to be a story that I ever told. So we both my husband took a walk on the beach and I stayed home, and we just woke up with a sense of spirit, of positiveness, that was not the story that I would be here telling or ever telling, that hospice was going to be what I would accept. So we were very lucky. My brother works at the University of Penn, and he immediately got me to see a physician there, immediately. And I was given a multitude of tests, and they found that the stage 4 cancer that I had gone right up to the dura of my brain and to my spine, had gone through the ear, behind my eye, down my carotid jugular, and across my chest, but it had not invaded the brain or the spine yet. So they very quickly operated, and it was supposed to be a 20-hour surgery, ended up being a little bit less. But when I came out of surgery, I felt so blessed because I still had my eye, I still knew my family, and I knew there was hope. And they couldn't get it all out in the surgery, so I had to get proton therapy, which I was very lucky to receive that, and chemotherapy. But throughout it all, I really stayed positive because I was in the best place possible with the best doctors, and I have the best support system. I have a huge family who drove me every day to my radiation and my therapy so that my husband could work. I've got nieces, nephews who would come and put my makeup on if I needed it, or take me for a haircut, or clean out my trach, feeding tubes. It was amazing. They would stay overnight when I was in a rehab, so I wouldn't be alone. So I was blessed with so much support. But financially, it was a burden because I was out of network, going to Penn. That was the hospital that could save my life. So my co-pays were outrageous, and I still have a multitude of surgeries that are going to follow this next year. But I'm hopeful that everything will continue to go on a good path. I never doubted it. So one day I received a phone call from Bringing Hope Home, and they called to tell me that they were there to help, and it was Amy on the phone. Well, I started to cry because I knew Amy, and I knew Caitlin, and I knew the Mayan family, and they told me they were paying our mortgage. And honestly, I cannot tell you, when you're in a situation like that, you know, I had the emotional support of my family, but financially it was scary for my husband and I, not knowing how many surgeries or how many more treatments I might need. And the goal was always just to beat cancer. I never was concerned about my looks, my uniqueness, my missing ear, or my sloped face. I was just concerned with getting well so I could be here for everyone. and enjoy every moment with the people I love. So bringing hope home gave us that. And we knew as soon as we heard about the walk that we wanted to pay it forward. It was very important to my husband and I to be able to pay it forward. And we're not financially in a place there to do that yet because I still have multiple medical things that need to get done. But we live every day, we go to bed every night thinking, how do we thank the people who saved my life? There's 1,000. My family ran a fundraiser for me with 1,000 in attendance. How do you thank 1,000 people? How do you thank the people who prayed, who sent just great texts, who just did everything, donated everything? So our goal and our mission is to continually think about that, and it's important to us. I really can't say enough to thank Bringing Hope Home. I think that the organization is outstanding. I just told Paul I want to volunteer, I want to stuff bags, I want to be there. I think that part of my journey, as the word's used, and I have to say this, and I hope no one gets offended, I never cared for the word journey. It always had a negative connotation to me, so I never used it, and when people would say, your journey, it just reminded me of cancer. And I know respectfully people embrace that word, but I couldn't. And what I called it was a road trip. I'm on a road trip, not a journey. And through this road trip has been the most positive experience. I've gained more than I've lost. I've gained so much more this year. I don't miss an ear. I don't miss my face. I haven't missed one thing this year. There's not been a moment that I woke up and said, why me? Not one moment. Even when news sometimes wasn't always great, I knew that the next day the news would probably be better. I think that part of battling cancer for me was a lot of the verbiage. When I had my first surgery, I looked really unique, and I called myself the lady with the leg on her face, because it was the largest transplant pen from a leg to a face, and I really looked unique. But I didn't say I looked freakish, I looked unique. I think verbiage for me got me through being positive and staying positive. So journey wasn't a journey, it was a road trip. And it has been an amazing road trip. I can't wait to see who else I'm going to meet on it, and some of the experiences that I'm going to have. But I hope I didn't babble too long. But the most important thing is we're here for Bringing Hope Home. So next year, I say we double the amount of walkers, set that as a goal, and we have probably about, I think, 30 or so, and my personal goal is to get 60 on Team Hoggy's Heroes, not for me, but for all the special people that are here today who know someone who can benefit by either financial or emotional help. And Bringing Hope Home did both for me. So thank you. I can't thank all of you enough. And thanks for listening. Alyssa wanted to say something. She asked me to say something, and I checked with the people who run this. And Alyssa said, I thought you ran it, Hoggy. But Alyssa, would you like to say something?
Yes. Thank you all for coming here for Hoggy.
And now we're going to do the raffle ticket. So when Maureen Walsh's name gets called 10 times, don't be there. That's okay.
Everybody, could we please give another big hand to Maureen, everybody? One of the things that we really appreciate everybody being here today, one of the things that we really work